Hello. Um, I had somebody ask me today, write to me and ask if stress makes my Tourettes or my tics worse. There's I'll get into this later. There's a lot more to Tourettes than just the tics, but if it makes my tics worse. And they also noted that that everybody has things that they want to hide. So I decided to try to illustrate this in a way that might be easier for folks to understand. And I think it applies to everybody, not just to somebody with Tourette's. But if we can imagine, if I can pick this up, if we can imagine that this, I won't, that this is my picture of energy. And this line right here, I don't know if you can see it. Try to suppress this a little bit. This line is the amount of energy that it takes to keep my tics from coming out, if that's what I'm trying to hide. And all of these things are there's a lot more than this, but for illustration purposes, these are the different things that take up my energy. I might have work for one, so I pour a glass of energy into my work, and family, life, making time for family and things like that. Definitely want to spend some energy during that. There's no symbolic significance to this cup being bigger. It just happened to be clean. Something else. We are going to have a baby in the next 5 weeks, hopefully. Maybe 4, hopefully. But they tend to come late for us, so we'll see. Definitely energy there. And as you may be able to see, I don't know if you can or not, but the energy is getting close to the line, and whatever else happens to be going on. We recently had a car breakdown. We had to get fixed. So as the stresses, or even if they're good things, things that take our energy go, then it gets closer and closer to this line where Tourette's is gonna show, or my tics are gonna show. The tricky thing about Tourette's is that it has cycles where it waxes and wanes. They say where the tics get more and less, and so a lot could be going on in life. But if it's in a part of the cycle where it's waning, when there's not a lot of tics, I still might be okay, and be able to manage it. However, on the flip side, things are going well, and there's a waxing cycle where it gets really, they get to be more, then even if things are going well, I could end up with my needing to have this much energy to manage the tics, and I'm not able to. These are things that represent, things that give us energy back, sleeping, things like that, that can give us more energy. So it's just kind of an example, something that I have used in my work and working with kids, helping them understand how what they do influences how they feel, how they're able to cope with life, and the importance of having things to to keep putting energy back in and to try to eliminate the things that are unnecessarily taking the energy out. So back to the question about Tourette's. The weird thing about it is, yes, stress does affect it, depending, how badly it shows up. I think personally that everybody has some ability, maybe not a lot, but to kind of suppress things. But I don't know. That might not be true. So for me, I'll speak for myself, that it does affect it. When I'm not as stressed, and I have enough energy, I can keep the tics down. But the downside of that is that I have noticed there's negative consequences to me suppressing the tics as well, and that is I get sick. So maybe we'll pretend that this big cup is me getting sick. The more I suppress the tics, the sicker I get, which draws my energy. I suppose it's even possible for some of these good things that we're spending our energy doing to give us energy back. The side note, but anyway, so for me, by suppressing my tics, I'm avoiding the physical outward manifestation of the tics. Looking normal, but I'm getting sick, and all of this has kind of come to a point where my energy level to continue to suppress my tics is probably much higher, and my being sick is definitely much higher. And so those two combined, I've been sick and I've had a harder time suppressing my tics. And so what I'm finding is that as I let my tics out, I'm not sick as much. So for me, letting my tics out is like putting energy back in for me, and is making it so I'm not spending my energy being sick as much, for sure. It's one of those things, this or that. It's a choice for me, but it has been. I guess it's getting to the point where the choice has been gradually being eliminated. I'm hoping to find a balance where, as I let these tics out, they're not so severe, and the buildup isn't as much, and I'm also not sick that much. If that's possible, and I think it is, then I feel like I can gain a balance. As far as Tourette's itself goes, it just depends on the person. Sometimes it goes away in childhood, before adulthood. Sometimes the onset is even in adulthood, although that is, according to research, pretty rare. Hasn't received a lot of attention, but as far as I know, doing things to put more energy back in won't eliminate the tics. They might help. It might help, in management and control and things like that, but won't eliminate it. And like I said, tics is just one part of Tourette's. There's other things I'll talk about later, but hopefully that's helpful. Things are still going well for me. I'm growing and adapting to this change, and thank you again for support and everybody being great out there. So thanks. I'll see you.